Welcome back. Joining us now is Jessica Levinson of Loyola Law School and Fernando Guerra of the Center for the Study of Los Angeles at Loyola Marymount University. Thanks to both of you. I'm going to have you both weigh in on this. Jessica, you go first. The governor keeps saying, wake up, America. The president doesn't want an election in 2026. Now, the president has said he wants to sign an executive order getting rid of mail-in balloting, saying it's fraudulent, which a cynic might say that's a pretext to saying we can't have an election. He wants to send in the National Guard because it's an emergency because crime's so awful. Explain to us why an executive order does not get rid of mail-in ballots, and can the president cancel an election?
So you can't executive order your way out of the Constitution. That's why. So when it comes to elections, the Constitution is fairly clear. And as you know, not always crystal clear, but it says that states have the power to set the time, place, and manner of elections, and that Congress can pass laws that might supersede those laws when it comes to federal elections. Now, Conan, of course, who's not mentioned, the president. So can the president wave a magic wand and say no more mail-in voting? No, this is up to the states and to Congress. The only way he would have some sort of say is if Congress passes a law, he could sign that law. Does he have the power to say no more elections? No, he doesn't. So his legal power here, I think, is quite clearly limited. The question is really more of a political one of what he's doing and what he's trying to accomplish.
Fernando, weigh in on the politics of this.
And that's all it is. It's politics. While he doesn't have the formal power, he has the political power and persuasion to try to talk certain states into outlawing, let's say, absentee ballots or universal vote by mail ballots. And you've already seen that happen. We've actually had several states change election laws, which they have the legal right to do, but it certainly turns back the clock in terms of the inclusiveness and making it easier to vote. And so I don't think that will impact California for sure, but it's going to impact some other states.
Listen, Fernando, we'll stay with you. Politico has been talking about how Alex Padilla, the U.S. Senator from California, has not said that he doesn't want to run for governor in 2026. He's sort of left that open. Can you explain why he might want that job when a U.S. Senator the job he has now is a member of the most exclusive body in the world?
Well, absolutely. But, being California governor, it's a very powerful position. Many people believe that it's a better position to run for U.S. president than, say, U.S. Senate. We even had in California's history where a California governor tried to switch and become U.S. senator and have the U.S. senator become the governor just so he can prepare himself to run for public office. But let me tell you, Alex Padilla loves being a U.S. senator. He's not going anywhere. But if I am him, I would not answer the question. It just brings more attention, more, in a sense, political power to you when people would think about you becoming a governor or staying a U.S. senator. He's loving that discussion. Why stop that discussion?
Jessica, what is the downside to the governor's gamble on a special election over redistricting?
So the downside, one, is, as you said, it's a gamble. So he could put all his weight behind this and be unsuccessful. And then it shows that he maybe isn't as politically powerful as he might want. There's a lot of other downsides here in the Pandora's box sense. Once you say, OK, Texas, you're going to do this, now we're going to respond. Does this lead to a domino effect where there are a lot of people who think things like independent redistricting commissions like we have in California have actually been good government reforms, that you should have a separate group, not lawmakers, draw district lines? So does it create this, again, domino effect throughout the country? And then, of course, there's the question of, if it passes, does it really work? And the basic question, does this serve the voters? Does it serve the electorate?
Fernando, last question. The governor this past week had it looked almost Trumpian in that he's at a desk, he's signing his own sort of executive order. He has law enforcement behind him. He's sending CHP units to help with crime prevention, suppression in L.A. and San Francisco and those cities. How much of that was a message to Washington? Listen, we understand crime's an issue. We don't want to be losers on that because the public believes it's an issue, but we can handle it. We don't need your National Guard.
I think a large part of that is that exact communication that we can take care of our own. And in fact, the governor had previously sent CHP officers to Oakland. And so he did this even before Trump sent the feds into the city of LA. In my class, when I talk about LA politics, one of the first things I say is that the city is the creation of the state and the nation. The feds can do a lot to the city, but for two policy areas, they have always allowed the city to do this on their own. It's the norm. One is land use, and two is policing at the local level. And we've seen that be eroded, not only by the feds, but the state. Don't forget that the state has increasingly told cities, including Los Angeles, how to use land use, which they never used to before. Cities are beginning to lose power, both by the feds and the state, both by Republicans and Democrats.
Fernando Guerra is the center of City of Los Angeles at LMU. Jessica Levinson of Loyola Marymount University School of Law. Thank you to both of you. I really appreciate it.